Why was Israel to kill all the male children following their war with Midian? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Numbers on Walking Through the Bible.
The glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, turn to Numbers 31. We're going to be reading from verses 12 to 24. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Numbers 31, beginning of verse 12. Then they brought the captives, the booty, and the spoil to Moses, to Eleazar the priest, and to the congregation of the children of Israel, to the camp in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho. And Moses, Eleazar the priest, and all the leaders of the congregation went to meet them outside the camp. But Moses was angry with the officers of the army, with the captains over the thousands and captains over the hundreds, who had come from the battle. And Moses said to them, "Have you kept all the women alive? Look, these women caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to trespass against the Lord in the incidents of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has known a man intimately. But keep alive for yourselves all the young girls who have not known a man intimately. And as for you, remain outside the camp 7 days, whoever has killed any person, and whoever has touched any slain. Purify yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. Purify every garment, everything made of leather, every woven of goat's hair, and everything made of wood." Then Eleazar the priest said to the men of war who had gone to the battle, "This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold, the silver, the bronze, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that can endure fire, you shall put through the fire, and it shall be clean, and it shall be purified with the water of purification. But all that cannot endure fire you shall put through water. And you shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and be clean, and afterward you may come into the camp." In our last lesson, we had God commanding Israel to exact vengeance on the people of Midian for their involvement in the incident that caused Israel to commit harlotry in Numbers 25. We noted that the Midianites were not utterly destroyed due to their vast territory, but those who were involved in the incident and the kings who encouraged it were. Israel's victory was total in that the places that were attacked were left in ruin. Now, like it is with what we read today, and we'll discuss in a few moments, some see a story like this and say that God is promoting genocide here. Under our definitions today, genocide is the deliberate and systematic destruction of a group of people because of their ethnicity, nationality, religion, or race. Is that why God commanded Israel to attack the Midianites here? No, it was because of their sin. Midian sinned against God, and therefore God is justified in punishing the Midianite people for their sin. If only one city in Midian had sinned, then God would have punished that city. But more than one city sinned, egged on by their leaders, so those involved died. It had nothing to do with the Midianites' ethnicity, nationality, or race, and everything to do with sin. That people today might not like it shouldn't cause us to condemn God, but instead repent and conform to God's will so that his vengeance for sin isn't taken out upon us. When Israel returned from battle, Moses, Eleazar the high priest, and the leaders of the congregation went outside the camp to greet them. But when Moses saw them, he was angry. Why? Because they kept the women alive. Now, under normal circumstances, women and children are not slaughtered in war. They would be enslaved, yes, but not killed. That is most likely why they were kept alive here. However, in this case, the women were directly involved with the sin that was being punished here, the harlotry. Therefore, they should have been killed. So Moses commanded that all the women who were not virgins be killed along with all the male children. Only the virgin women and girls could be kept alive. Now, the non-virgin women being killed is obvious, but why kill all the male children? Because inheritance and families were perpetuated by the male line. There was to be no inheritance going to be extended to the families involved in this grievous sin. For the male children themselves, yes, they were physically punished for the sins of their parents. But children are without sin. not having the knowledge of good and evil yet. So spiritually, they're safe in the arms of God. And while in the moment saying that may not comfort those who knew them, over time we should take solace in the fact that these children aren't going to be cast into hell, but be in heaven with God for eternity. Following the death of these women and children, the people who went to war had to satisfy the law concerning purification for the dead found in Numbers 19. They would have to be washed with the water of purification on the third and seventh day, and only then would they be able to enter the camp. Along with themselves, their garments had to be cleansed, as did everything made of leather, everything woven of goat's hair, and everything made of wood. Of that which they brought back, anything that could withstand fire, namely gold, silver, bronze, iron, tin, and lead, was to be put through the fire to cleanse it. Everything else was to be put through water. While this certainly would have been a laborious task, it needed to be done in order to satisfy the statutes of the law of Moses. We'll discuss how the bounty of war was to be divided up, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Numbers 31, verses 25 to 41, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.